and hope you have a productive week going ahead. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and on YouTube. This is our weekly program where we share an online course, a book, and a proverb that has resonated with us. Today, we're making an exception to the rule. We're not sharing an online course, but we're sharing an article that has tremendous value for its recipients, and we're going to talk about it in just a little while. So let's see who's here, who has come here first. I'm not going to delay it a lot because for those who are watching it as a recording, they don't want to lose time. Ioannis, you're always first, my friend. That's what I like about you. Let's share, until we see some other comments, let's share who's our winner for the Stand Up, Stand Out online course, public speaking course. It's Yiannis Papagiannis, who has shared it from LinkedIn. Congratulations, Yiannis. And if any one of you would like to be our winner for the upcoming episode next week, because we do have a winner every week, you simply share this episode, not only to become a winner, but also to share valuable information with people you believe can be helpful to. So thank you very much, Yiannis, for sharing it. So today, it's all about trust, and our episode will be on trust. So let's start with our book first and foremost, which is The Speed of Trust by Covey. But before I do that, I want to say that there are two reasons why trust is very important. First one, and if we can show the book cover, comes from Covey's book, The Speed of Trust. Covey says in his book that when there is no trust, when trust is low, speed becomes low and cost goes up. But when there is trust, and we can remove the book now, but when there is trust, speed goes up and cost goes down. The best example I can cite is before 9/11. Before 9/11, people could check into an airport 30 to 40 minutes before their flight. Why? Because there was trust, speed was fast, speed went fast, and costs were down. But after 9/11, people started to lose time through check-ins because trust was low, speed went low, and the cost went up because you had to go through all those lines, and people had to search all over you in your bags, and you were losing time. So the first reason why trust is very important is because you speed things up, and for leaders across the board, for family units, you save on time and on costs. And now the second reason why trust is also very important, it is because people, either we like it or not, evaluate us as leaders on the trust we build or on the lack of trust that we're not able to build with them. So if they evaluate us positively or negatively. So my question to you, and you can share your answers while I'm speaking, which are those characteristics that the leaders across the board or family units or anyone should exemplify in order to be trusted by their subordinates, by their peers, or by their management teams? Which are those characteristics or attributes that a leader needs to exemplify? Feel free to send your answers in whilst I move on to the online course, to our article. So the article is, Melissa will take over from here, and so I can read. The Three Elements of Trust by Jack Zenger and Joseph Folkman. In this article, the two authors talk about the three most important clusters in building trust. There are more than three. There are 15 clusters, but these three were shown to be the most important ones. Just before I release the three clusters, let me say that the two authors have done an assessment of 87,000 leaders across the world, and each leader was assessed with 360 data entry points. And the three most important clusters, which are very relevant for you as a leader, as a manager of a unit, as a person who wants to rise up the hierarchy ladder and build trust with your team and team members, is number one, positive relationships. Do you give honest feedback in a helpful way? that you do not belittle others, but you help your team to grow when you're giving them feedback? Do you resolve conflict with others? Because conflict is a part of business life and will be a part of business life. But do you as a leader help to resolve that conflict, hopefully in a healthy way? Or do you stay in touch on the issues and concerns of others? Not only your issues and your concerns as a leader, but the concerns of others. Because if you do care about others, you will grow as well. As the great Zig Ziglar once said, if you want to get what you need in life, you need to help other people get what they need. So as a leader or as leaders, we need to show genuine concern for our team members. The second thing is good judgment and expertise. Good judgment when making decisions. Do we use our good judgment? Do we have that expertise? Are we in the field and we know our job quite well and we do have the experience? So one of the most important things for a leader is to have experience and to be technically versed with their subject so they can make good decisions. But you make good decisions not only by trusting yourself, not only by talking to yourself and deciding on your own, but by asking and trusting the opinions of others, your team members. And last but not least, can you anticipate and respond quickly to problems? Because problems like conflict will surface in a business unit or in an organization. But do you anticipate problems? Can you foresee problems so you can solve them before they even arise? Or if they do arise, can you respond quickly and swiftly and be honest and fair in your assessment? And the third one is consistency, is what we say, walk your talk. The best example of leading is leading by example. So are you as a leader, as a manager, a role model for your team? Do you honor your commitments and keep your promises? Or do you forget about your promises and don't honor your commitments when it's not suited? So these are the three most important things. And now I want to share a graph from that particular article so we can go all over it and analyze it. According to Zenger and Folkman, as you can see now, the good news is that if you're above average, just above average, just above the 50th percentile, 60th percentile to be exact, on all three relationships, judgment and consistency, where you see it on the left-hand side, then you are judged as a trusted leader on the 80th percentile. That's the first line, 80th percentile, which is excellent. And my question to all of you is, and that's the exact same question the authors have done, which one do you think out of the three is the most important one? When people were asked, they said consistency is the most important one. And even though consistency is important, and when you lack consistency, even if you have relationship and good judgment, you still lose 17 points as a trusted leader, and you won't be able to build trust that effectively. The number one cluster is relationships. Why? And you lose 30 points if you don't have relationships, even if you have the other two, even if you have judgment and consistency. Why is that? Because people understand they have to do with they deal with human beings. And you can bring me back, Melissa. They deal with human beings. But they do not understand when you let the relationship deteriorate. So, my dear friends, if you want to build trust, this is exactly what you need to do. Have consistency in what you do. Honor your promises and keep your promises. Have knowledge and expertise, technical background, and make good use of your judgment and ask others in the process as well. And last but not least, and perhaps the most important one, according to the two authors, is build positive relationships. Do not burn your bridges with teams or with individuals. A good leader or a great leader, a trusted authority, the person who wins the trust understands that they need to build relationships in the process. So this brings me to the proverb of the week, and then I will let your comments come in, which comes from an acclaimed CEO, Pree, who said, "The first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. The last is to say thank you. And in between the two, a leader must become a servant. So if you want to build trusted relationships with your subordinates, with your peers, and with your management team, you need to become a servant. Leaders are those who understand that they serve both their external customers, but also their internal customers. They have a responsibility to define reality, even if people don't like it. They need to be firm, but fair. But they also need to say thank you as the last resort. So, my dear friends, this is it for today. So let's get to some of your comments and let's get to some of the chat to see who's here. Hope you found it valuable. Alexandros Protopopoulos says, good morning from sunny Leeds. I hope our team Leeds United wins tonight against Liverpool. That's the team I support. Sergio's you. Good morning, Serge. I hope you found it interesting. Zeno Angelidis, my New Yorker who now resides in Athens. Good morning, my friend. Pandelis, good morning and hope you're well. Pambos Haralambus. Melissa, do we have any comments on the attributes that leaders should exemplify? Any of the attributes just to see? Integrity. Pambos, totally correct, my friend. It goes in line with what we have discussed. Cristalla, honesty, integrity, and fairness. Happy to see that. Very, very important. Do what you say and say what you will do and do it exactly. Thank you, Bandelis. So it's integrity and keeping your promises. Good 3 clusters. Thank you, Dr. Nimrod. And guys, Michalis Lazaridis, good morning. I want to say a very big thank you. We are at the 12th minute mark. I want to keep it short. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. And please do share this episode, not only to get a chance to win the Stand Up, Stand Out, but also to help us touch more lives and more professionals and to help them in their process of building trust with their subordinates, with their peers, and with their management team. Thank you very much. Great talk. Thank you, Nadasa. Thank you to all, and see you all next week, next Monday. Bye-bye. And thank you also to Melissa.